Charean Williams joining us. He works for ProFootballTalk.com, covering the Cowboys. Charean, thanks for joining us on short notice. Let's start with Jason Witten. When did the Cowboys find out about Monday Night Football, and what did Jerry Jones say to Jason Witten to make him maybe hold off on this announcement?
Well, he talked to Jerry earlier in the month when it looked like he was going to get an offer from ESPN and said, hey, this may be coming type deal. But then they started off-season workouts, and, you know, the Cowboys thought that he was going to come back. And then, obviously, Chris Mortensen's report on Friday kind of leaked the word and put the Cowboys in a position where they called Jason Witten in and said, hey, what's going on? And he told them that he's weighing the offer, and they think they can still talk him out of it. I don't know that that's going to happen. You know, as Bill Parcells and I think originally Marv Levy said, once you're thinking about retirement, you're retired. And so I think that most people expect him to retire. But the Cowboys are still holding out hope that they can talk him into coming back. They have no replacement for him.
Well, that leads me to the question about the draft in the second round, and the Eagles jump up and get the kid out of South Dakota State. Do you think Dallas was zeroing in on him, given the Witten news?
I don't, but I think they probably should have been. He can play some. He can play. I'm graduating from that school next week with my master's degree at the end of this week, and I've seen the kid play a few times, at least on TV, and he can play. And I think that's probably who they should have gone and gotten, but instead they wait till the fourth round and get Dalton Schultz, who could become a fine football player, but he's not ready to step in for Jason Witten now. And the four tight ends they have on the roster right now have 9 total catches for their career. I mean, they just don't have a guy they can count on to step in Jason Witten's role and be the tight end that Jason was. Even in his last days, even after he lost a step last year, he still was a better tight end than the 4 tight ends they have on their roster right now.
How good do you think Witten can be as an analyst?
I think he'll be very good as an analyst. I mean, he was always one of our go-to guys in the locker room. You know, he's a good talker right now. I didn't think Romo would be as good as he is, and he's been great. I think Witten will be great. So, obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about, but he's always one of the go-to guys in the locker room. You kind of look to those guys to be analysts, especially coming from the Cowboys. We know we've seen Troy Aikman do it, and now Tony Romo do it, and Daryl Johnson and Mike Warren and all those guys. And so he's one of the guys you kind of look to and say he's going to be really good at this because he's such a good talker in the locker room. You have to learn to put it in sound bites, and that's what Romo learned right away, and he wasn't good at that in the locker room. And Witten's not either. Witten talks for minutes and minutes, and he's going to have to learn to talk in sound bites, but I think he can do that.
Yeah, and I'm just fascinated by, you know, the Cowboys getting that news and what Jerry Jones could possibly say to Jason Witten to entice. If Jason Witten called me and said, what would you do? I'd say run to that Monday Night Football gig. Don't turn around. Don't even think twice.
Well, they don't come open that often. I mean, if he goes another year, we all know he's 38. He's entering the end of his career now. He's got maybe 1 more year in him, maybe 2. You're not going to get one of those premier gigs in the NFL if you wait. And I think that's kind of what he's weighing, and I think that's why he ends up retiring. And the Cowboys better be prepared for that. They're obviously not prepared on the roster, and I don't know if they have plans to go trade for a tight end or what they think they're going to do. But they better find a plan to replace him because I don't think he's coming back. And I do think they are still trying to talk him into coming back. At least Jason Garrett's trying to talk him into coming back. I think, you know, Jerry's more like a dad to him, and I think Jerry is listening to him. I'm not sure Jerry's trying to talk him into coming back. I think Jerry's where you are, kind of saying what's best for you. Let's think about what's best for you. And that's what is best for Jason Witten, $4 to $4.5 million a year, probably doing a Monday night gig is better than where he is now at the end of his career.
Great stuff, Charean. Thank you. And congratulations on getting your doctorate there.
Thanks so much.
The Jackrabbits. That's Charean Williams. She covers the Cowboys.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.